look who's nipped in to say hello. It's Sean Keach, Head of Science and Technology over there at the Sun. Good to see you, Sean.
Thanks for having me, as always.
It's lovely to have you on. Lots of stories to look through here. Let's start with a gaming story, because, of course, this is, you know, for some, for kids, this is why the 21st century is the best time to be alive. For parents, and I speak as one of them, it is the worst time, because trying to work out gaming and what you can do and finding the labyrinthine world of parental controls, I mean, that stuff should just be so easy these days, and it's not. It's really tricky.
It would help if the kids just picked one game to play as well, but there are so many games out there. It's you know, it's difficult for parents to keep track.
The first story does pick on something that my kids certainly like, particularly my older one, Roblox. Now, for those who don't know what Roblox is, I will kind of loosely describe it as sort of an umbrella title for lots of games. In fact, when I say lots, we are talking, how many? There's like over 1 million games or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is. So it's kind of a holding pen for lots of designers and gamers, and that's what they do. Some of them some go by the wayside, some of them take off, and if you're a fan of Steal a Brain Rot, as my kids are, then that's one of the ones that took off.
And it is a brilliant game, you're right, because kids can make their own games inside the game, so it's, you know, it's quite good for creativity. But obviously, you know, if you put a lot of kids on the internet in one place, you're going to attract the wrong sort of attention as well. And so Roblox has made this change this week that they're going to start rolling out over the next few months, where they're basically going to be age checking everyone. So if you want to use any chat feature on the platform, you're going to have to go through this age check, which is going to be a facial scan estimation, which they're pretty convinced will work fairly effectively. And then it's going to put you in certain groups. So it'll be like 9 to 12, 12 to 13, you know, it's sort of like age brackets, and then you'll only be able to chat with people in your age bracket. So if you're older than 21, you'll be able to talk to anyone older than 21, but it'll basically lump kids together so that they can't talk to
So it's
adults.
a face scan for the kid?
Yes, for anyone using the app that wants to have chat features enabled. So if you want to use Roblox without chat, that's fine. You don't need to do an age scan, but if you want to chat with people, you're going to have to go through one of these checks. And they're saying it's quite private. The photo will be deleted straight away, so it's not like you're handing Roblox your information. They're using this system called Persona. I mean, we've seen lots of apps do this sort of face scanning technology, but it's going to estimate their age and make sure that they're not talking to, you know, an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old when they're 13, say. Well,
yeah, there seems to be a lot of this as well. I was just looking for an email. Oh, this was an Xbox one that came through yesterday. We are committed to providing players with safe and secure experiences, blah, blah, blah. As part of our compliance programme for the UK Online Safety Act and our ongoing investments in tools and technologies that help ensure age-appropriate experiences, we need you to verify your age so you can continue enjoying social features. Is this, so this is obviously...
Yeah, same thing. I've had about 3 of those emails from Xbox, so I really do need to do it. But yeah, so lots of companies doing this. It's tied to the Online Safety Act, so you're going to see, you'll be getting a lot more of these emails from different services as they work out what they need to do to try and
I think it wants me to verify my age for my son.
Oh, quite possibly. I suppose if you're the registered
account holder... See what I mean? I mean, make it straightforward, Xbox, Microsoft, any of you guys. Just do it, you know, it should be a toggle. It should be really easy.
It is. It's difficult.
It's a bit like trying to... I mean, you know, if you ever want some fun, Sean, I challenge you to get rid of YouTube from your phone.
Oh, God.
Give it a go.
Certainly if you use an Android phone, it'll be especially difficult.
I mean, you can get rid of it, by the way. You can delete it from the App Store. But if your kid is playing on your phone, they will just go to the App Store and re-download it.
Yeah, or they'll just go to the web version. Or the web version on lots of different devices.
That was exactly what happened. It took us ages to discover this one. It's like, how is he on YouTube again? What's he doing on YouTube?
I genuinely think that there is no way to block a child from doing something that they want to do on the internet. If they set their mind to it, they will find a way, no matter what a tech company does or what a parent does.
But you would think by now, we are talking about AI when Apple or Samsung, whoever, bring out a new phone, with Apple or Android bring out a new phone, that there would be... It will be the easiest thing in the world to go to a phone and say, if I toggle that switch there now, nothing of the ones I've selected can ever be put back on it until I untoggle it.
That would be lovely. But
why is that not a thing? It's so easy to do that.
I think they are getting closer, and you know, new parental controls get added all the time, but you're still right that there isn't a universal system. And I just don't think there ever will be a universal system, because you're trying to wrangle people who are making hardware like Apple and Samsung and Google, people who are making software, people making games, and you know, it's not like they're all based in the UK and we can regulate them very easily. They're all based in different countries. Some of them are Americans, some of them are Chinese, and so it's just very difficult to do this. It's a global effort. We're getting closer, but I don't know if that'll ever happen truly.
Let's move to this story, Sean. I feel quite strongly about this because I saw a video online yesterday, and it was obviously filmed by somebody on safari in Africa, and they're going in a kind of jeep, one of those touristy jeeps, so there's a few people on there, and there's a lion that's kind of behind the jeep, and it's following the jeep, and a woman is filming the lion, and then the lion catches up, grabs the woman, pulls her out of the jeep, and presumably eats her for dinner.
That's not good.
It's not good, and thankfully it wasn't real, of course.
God.
It's just one of shed loads of these, I mean, very impressive AI things. Are we all getting a bit fed up with this stuff now because it's happening all the time? TikTok think they might have found a solution.
I'm certainly getting fed up with it. Not even just for the fake news information and, you know, getting stressed about whether something's real. I just think it's a bit rubbish to see all this stuff in your feed. It clogs up your feed. I think you want to see humans when you log onto the internet, not AI rubbish. And so TikTok is basically introducing this system. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks where you basically have a slider. And if you want to see less AI stuff in your feed, you can just slide it to the left and it'll pull it out. Because at the moment there are a couple of workarounds. You could say, well, I don't want to see stuff tagged with AI, but that doesn't really work because not everyone would tag their stuff with AI.
True.
So this slider should resolve it. And then they're also putting in this system where they add basically an invisible watermark to AI content, so that even if it's taken down and then re-edited and re-uploaded, that watermark will persist. You can't see it as a user, but it'll let TikTok see it, and then they can flag this is AI content, and then it knows to remove it if you've dragged this slider. And also you'll be able to see if it's been not only created by AI, but also edited with AI, so it'll tick both boxes.
Got it. And they just seem to be a propensity of sort of these animal things. In the last day, I saw the lion grab the woman. I saw a tiger in India who came in somebody's driveway while a guy was sleeping with his dog, and that all ended in carnage. I saw a moose push a polar bear off a cliff, and all this stuff is incredibly impressive, but I'm a bit bored with it.
This is the thing, is it's impressive for the first 6 times you see it, and you're like, wow, this is really amazing. And then you tire of it. And I think it's probably a bit of an indictment of the AI world, because I think we're going to see this issue of these AI companies probably struggling to monetize it, because I think we're all amazed by it now for the novelty. But I think everyone's getting a bit bored of just seeing AI rubbish and wants to return to proper telly again.
Having said that, though, Sean, every now and again you look in the comments on these things. So if you see it on X, and there are people that clearly believe it.
Oh, Facebook is the worst for this. If you go on Facebook, the comments on AI stuff, it's, wow, this is amazing. Amazing footage.
Yeah, I cannot believe. Oh, my goodness. Look, President Trump met this, kid, went to a hospital. Nobody knew he'd gone there. And he went there, and but the hospital was in, Margate or something.
It's very gracious of Trump.
He turned up unannounced. There was no fanfare, and he just walked in, and there's a nice photograph and some imagery of Mr. Trump walking in the hospital. No big security around it. Nothing on the news. Shows what a nice man he is. But he wasn't there. In fact, he hates Margate. He used to go there as a kid, apparently.
And this is the problem, though, is it's not like he even rode in on a lion. It's difficult once it starts to get close to reality. And I think we're going to have a big push for digital literacy, getting people to be aware of what is fake and what isn't, and knowing the signs.
Do you know what's really disappointing? When somebody makes a sort of politically satirical video, as they used to with, you'd have Starmer and Rachel Reeves, doing a cover version of, I don't know, a Scissor Sisters song or something, and the lyrics have changed to reflect the news story. And it wasn't that long ago that was done by, a couple of good tech dudes sitting and spending hours editing this thing. Now it's done in about half an hour with the right kit.
And it can get their voices as well.
And the
voices perfectly.
So it's kind of like even that's becoming a bit boring because there's so much of that as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to see TikTok is interested in keeping people on its feeds. And it's obviously seen that people are getting a bit tired of this AI and want to remove it. So, this slider, I think, is clearly a sign that people are going that way of we want to see less AI.
Okay.
Or you can ramp it up if you want. The slider can go the other way if you want to see more, but I don't know who will be doing that.
Stuff that it didn't happen, basically. Not really, only in your only on your screen and in your imagination. We'll talk about Netflix in a second. There might be some freebies on the way. Stand by for that. Cloudflare. A lot of people will not be familiar with Cloudflare. In fact, I don't think I was until I tried to look at something via Twitter, where there was a link on Twitter, went to look at it, and it said, you can't see this because of Cloudflare. are down or something like that.
Yes, and it's funny, actually, there's a website that we use all the time to track when services are down called Down Detector, and Down Detector went down as part of this massive outage.
That's rubbish.
So it was hard times for everyone. Cloudflare, it's sort of like, you could think of it like a receptionist or a security guard at the entrance of a very busy building. So lots of people are trying to come in, and it sort of manages that sort of process. So it'll stop cyber attacks, it'll stop when bots are trying to come to the website, and it'll also hopefully help websites load faster for you.
Yeah.
Now, they have this thing called a bot management system, which is basically when bots turn up at a website and they want to do this thing called crawl it, which is basically look at the information on it. Some websites don't want too many bots turning up because it puts a lot of load on it. This bot management system basically broke down, started duplicating loads of files, exceeded its memory limit and crashed. So that any website that was using this bot management system to prevent too many bots coming to it crashed as well, which obviously led for several hours to this massive outage. Initially, they thought it was a cyber attack. They thought it was this type of cyber attack where basically a website gets flooded with loads of fake views and it crashes, the website overloads it. It turns out it wasn't a cyber attack, it was just this bungle. It's quite interesting because last month we saw another outage from Amazon Web Services, which is another company behind the scenes that is managing websites. And you know, it seems increasingly common that it's these behind the scenes systems that are crashing. I suppose probably the only upside is that you're sort of glad that it's a bug and not a cyber attack, because now they can fix it before maybe a bad actor finds out about this and takes it down, you know, for nefarious reasons. But it's not good when half the internet crashes and you're just trying to... I mean, with the Amazon one, people were saying that their Alexa wasn't working, so they missed alarms. They were saying that their Ring doorbell footage was going missing. So, you know, it's real world, which is very different than, oh, I can't get on X, Twitter to see some memes.
But it shows you the vulnerability of systems, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
When stuff happens. I mean, what if that was on a, you know, a bigger scale or a more profound scale? If we're talking about, I don't know, the NHS system or things like... I don't just mean the app. You know, when things become more system reliant and digitally connected, this is always going to be a problem.
I think we take it for granted that, you know, because you click on and it's a virtual world, but ultimately all of this stuff is tied to physical infrastructure. You know, when you're going on websites, you're talking about cables under the sea and radio signals flying through the air. And I think we just forget because it's such a simple, you know, you tap on your phone and something loads. But for that to happen, it's such a complicated system that's developed over decades and decades. And it is vulnerable. And, you know, certainly I would say the government is worried about undersea cables and infrastructure, and we should be, because you know, as we can see, it can just take one simple tiny bug and half the internet goes down.
Or a mischievous staff member. It could be that.
Someone sat on the wrong key.
Sorry if I was sounding a bit distracted there, Sean. I was just watching a video of a horse juggling kittens.
It's very impressive.
It's really good. I think that one's real, actually. It's definitely
It must be.
It looks amazing.
Get the fact checkers on it.
Let's talk about Netflix's secret new app. This does sound exciting. Or is it?
Oh, you know, it's pretty good. So actually, Netflix has done three things. The first one is that they've added some party games to the app. So if you're a Netflix subscriber, you can play Boggle and Pictionary and then some kids games.
Finn's loving it. This is reminding him of, you know, he likes the Lego one, he said.
It's good. It's brilliant because if you've got a Netflix subscription, it's free, it's wrapped in, you use your phone as a controller, you can play these games. But they've also released a new Netflix app called Netflix Puzzled, which basically gives you free puzzles that you can play every day. And you don't need a Netflix subscription for that. But it'll also get you some behind-the-scenes footage of like Stranger Things or K-pop Demon Hunters, some of the big franchises. So if you're a Netflix fan, but maybe you don't want to pay for a Netflix subscription, this is a nice way to get involved, get some free puzzles. And then they're also giving away a video game called Red Dead Redemption. So I don't know if you've probably heard of Grand Theft Auto.
Of course.
Well, the makers of that also make this. It's basically like Grand Theft Auto, but in the Wild West.
Grand Theft Auto can't get their next game out, for God's sake.
You know, I think about this all the time, and I think I actually don't mind that it's delayed because I'd rather it be good. And I think if I've waited this long, I mean, the last one came out about a decade ago.
Is it next November or
It's next November, well, for now, but, you know, who knows? I don't want to jinx it. But I think if I've waited this long, I can wait a few more months. Because it's going to be a massive... I mean, we've seen the trailers, we've seen very early footage, and it looks incredible, really. It's sort of approaching real life. And this one's set in a sort of fake version of Florida, so you can have crocodiles. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, or horses juggling kittens.
Maybe, but they might have AI in the game, who knows?
Here's a nice one to finish on. It was an awkward moment for President Putin, who was kind of forced. You know, lots of leaders are forced into, you know, you've got to watch a show and then clap and be interested. You've got to watch a kid at a school, you know, singing a song or whatever. This was in that territory where they wanted to show an AI-powered humanoid, essentially a robot, and you can see the imagery here now. dancing in front of Putin.
I mean, incredible footage. When you think he's such a serious man, and then it's almost like
see it
surreal,
on your screens
isn't
if
it?
you're watching this.
It's quite farcical to witness.
I mean, wouldn't it have been more impressive if the robot looked like a human?
I think these humanoid robots are very interesting because it obviously stems from this idea of sci-fi, but are they particularly practical? I think it's like quite an interesting showcase of what we can do, but I don't know if it's particularly useful. I was actually looking at some Amazon robots last month when I was at one of their warehouses, and one of the guys who works in Amazon Robotics, he said to me that the most difficult thing with robotics is manipulation. It's still that physically manipulating objects. It's the thing they struggle with most. And he said to me, the hardest part about beating a grandmaster at chess for a robot is moving the chess pieces, which I thought was a really interesting idea.
So that's the bit they're still struggling to
we
get
take
the
for
dexterity.
granted our hands. They're such incredible machines, and obviously AI can do thinking very well, but still manipulating objects is difficult.
It's tricky for them. Yeah,
but maybe this Russian robot will. I don't know.
I think his defence minister was in a costume. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Having a little.
Well, I mean, Tesla's trying to do a humanoid robot as well.
They're all trying to do everything.
I know. I get a bit fatigued. Even I'm tech fatigued, and I love tech.
Tech fatigued. Sean, always great to get you on.
Thanks for having me.
Look forward to watching that video of you that you recorded earlier, the one of you on the elephant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's brilliant. That's your best work. It's fantastic. Doing a tech review at the same time while cartwheeling. Can't wait. And falling off Niagara Falls.
I can juggle, so if you see me juggling online, it might be... I can juggle,
Can you juggle?
I'll bring in some juggling balls next time.
Well, you've got a kind of circusy background, or what?
No, I just learned I like weird hobbies. I'm very good at the ukulele as well. So if you want me to juggle, I can't do them at the same time, but I could come in and sing my segment next week.
At the same time, frankly, that's your surplus to requirements in that department. Sure. Juggle, and can you juggle ukuleles though? I mean, that would be.
I could give it a go, but I wouldn't want to break the ukulele.
Listen, Britain's Got Talent is applications are open for the next series. We will watch with interest. Great to see you, Sean.
Thanks for having me.
Sean Keach is head of science and technology over there at the Sun. Thank you to him. More from you.